Do you want more meaningful relationships? Practice with strangers. What do you consider a meaningful relationship? How do you make a really strong connection with someone? To answer those questions, look at your own life. Who are the people that you feel really know who you are? Are there people that really get you and understand what makes you tick? Look at those relationships. How are they formed? What do you and the other person do to maintain that deep connection? You probably respect each other in some way. You wouldn't mind going out of your way to help them. You're concerned about their needs and opinions as well as your own. It's a good bet that when you connect with someone in a meaningful way, you have important conversations. You don't just talk about the weather and how prices have gone up on everything. The topics of your conversations have some weight. They're important to both of you. Now take all of this information and use it when you talk to a total stranger. Head to the grocery store. Shopping for groceries is just one example of an activity that gives you an opportunity to test your socializing skills. You can do this anytime you're out in public. At the grocery store, politely ask someone about an item in their cart. If you see someone looking over the same items that you are, mention why you like them. Ask them what they think or what their favorite brand is. The idea is to get them talking about what's on their mind, what their opinion is rather than yours. Look them in the eye. Use open body posture and nod while they're talking. Repeat what they've said in a different way and acknowledge their opinion. Thank them for chatting with you and move on. You can do this many ways in different situations. The idea is to get very comfortable talking to anyone. You learn that the best conversations come up when you focus on the other person and not yourself. People might really open up to you, even those who you've never met and may never see you again. What are they wearing? Recognize a person's clothes, jewelry, or hairstyle, and you have a captive audience. Make sure you do this in a positive way. A wild and comical hairstyle might not have been created intentionally. People like expressing themselves through their clothing. They like to show off jewelry or their new hairstyle. Noticing these and other personal characteristics gives you the chance to connect with someone in a positive way. Practice doing this with strangers and it'll become second nature with people that you want to develop a meaningful connection with. Improve your emotional intelligence for healthier relationships. The past few decades have seen us come to an understanding about IQ that might be eye-opening to some. It used to be a common belief that a person's IQ would dictate their success in life. It seemed to make sense. A smart person might have more knowledge about the world. This could keep that person from engaging in behaviors that are unsafe or dangerous, whereas someone with less intelligence or knowledge might not know to act in the same way. A higher IQ might mean more opportunities for success, but it turns out that's not necessarily so. We now know that a person's mental intelligence is not nearly as important as emotional intelligence where success is concerned. This is because success is not very frequently experienced in a vacuum. You need other people to help you succeed, whether it be a personal or professional matter. Very few people have created a healthy, happy, and successful life without the help of others. That means healthy relationships are a must if you want to create the life you desire. It's almost impossible to live your best life without meaningful, deep relationships. As a matter of fact, emotional intelligence proves to be more powerful than IQ at succeeding at just about anything. 90% of high performers have a high EQ. That's a pretty powerful statement. It's based on research conducted by Travis Bradbury and Gene Greaves. They report their research in the book Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Maybe just as impactful is the following information they discovered. Roughly 80% of low achievers had a low level of emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence anyway? It's the ability to evaluate emotions in oneself and in others. The emotionally intelligent person can perceive and control or influence their own emotions and the emotions of other people. It's understanding that others may have different emotions, and that's okay. The knowledge of a person's emotional state at any given time and those of other people can create a desirable outcome in personal and professional experiences. Emotional intelligence is not stagnant. If you have a tough time reading emotions or feeling empathetic and using that knowledge so both you and someone else have positive experiences, don't worry. EQ is flexible. You can grow your emotional intelligence. Start thinking about the feelings of others while also reviewing yours. Then imagine how you can use that knowledge to create a win-win situation for both of you. The more you do this, the more you develop your emotional intelligence. That means forming deeper connections, healthier relationships, and achieving more of the things that are important to you. If you want more meaningful relationships, schedule them. Do you have a day planner? Do you have a calendar or schedule where you plan out your activities? A lot of people plan their careers. They have a virtual or physical planner where they keep track of their work commitments. They take their job seriously and know that if they schedule their professional life, they can be more successful than if they just take it as it comes. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that with their personal lives. That's too bad. We've known for a long time that the human brain loves to be given marching orders. It was designed to respond favorably to order and habitual behavior. This means that if you want more deeper connections, you should be scheduling the experiences that build and maintain them. Who do you want a more meaningful relationship with? It's been proven that deep relationships make you less likely to develop disease or become sick. Your mind, body, and emotions benefit. The more people you truly understand on a deep level and connect with in a meaningful way, the happier and healthier you're going to be. This means that when you connect with someone in a big way, both of you get a significant boost to your well-being. Who wouldn't like that in their lives? To experience all these wonderful benefits of a healthy social life, ask yourself who you can connect with on a deeper level. Once you have that person in mind, sit down and ask yourself some questions. What do they like to do? What values are important to them? Do they like traveling or knitting or reading? What vices do they have that they wish they could defeat? What are their big goals? If you don't know the answers to these questions, or at least have some general idea of their response, what can you do to discover those answers? In many cases, it doesn't make sense to come right out and ask big questions like this. What you can do is spend more time with that person in experiences and activities that they enjoy. This helps you indirectly learn that information. Schedule time for those activities. Talk a lot and listen. Remember your ultimate goal, to get to know the person better. Be flexible and understand that a deep connection might mean a relationship with someone that's unlike you in a lot of ways. Opposites often attract. Keep these things in mind and schedule the time and emotional energy required to develop a deep and meaningful relationship. Offer a time and environment that's comfortable to them, be yourself, and do this regularly to form a strong, healthy connection. Develop deeper connections and you can live longer. Robert Waldinger is like many of us. He wants to live a long and healthy life, and isn't that just normal? In his endeavor to learn more about improving human longevity and adding healthy years to a person's life, he discovered that spending too much time alone can be very unhealthy. Loneliness kills. It's as negatively powerful as smoking or alcoholism. That's what psychoanalyst and psychiatrist Waldinger has to say about the effect of loneliness on how long you live. Being a loner might work for the select few, but it's not meant for most of us. Develop deeper connections with more people and you'll probably add years to the end of your life. Take time to get to know the people in your life better, and you're rewarded with a longer lifespan. Robert Waldinger is a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. He's the lead director of the Harvard Study of Adult Development. That ongoing study covers more than 80 years currently and is the longest existing study on mental and physical adult health. Close relationships, more than money or fame, are what keep people happy throughout their lives. Those ties protect people from life's discontents, help to delay mental and physical decline, and are better predictors of long and happy lives than social class, IQ, or even genes. That quote comes to us from Harvard Gazette writer and reporter Liz Mineo, referring to the Harvard study findings. Develop more meaningful connections and you can live longer. Not only do you extend your lifespan, but you add healthy and happy years to your life. Unhappiness creates stress, and stress can kill you. You are hardwired for happiness. Your chemical makeup and physiological composition make you seek out experiences that are positive. When you're unhappy, you produce chemicals and hormones which put a physical and mental stress toll on your body. These include cortisol, which is nicknamed the stress hormone. Chronic stress, which is often present with people who don't have many deep relationships with others, is seen as both a cause and symptom of many of the leading causes of death. Work to develop deeper connections with your loved ones. Spend time with them. Let them know what they mean to you. Work on these relationships. Don't just assume that they'll always be healthy. The more true connections you create and maintain with others, the better chance you have at living a long, happy, and healthy life. Healthy relationships require an honest self-appraisal. You deserve to have healthy and happy relationships. We all do. Sometimes, though, we feel as if our connections with others aren't as good as they could be. Do you feel this way? If so, that's a good thing. It means you value strong and fulfilling relationships with others. You want to connect on a deeper level with people in your life. To make that happen, pay attention to what you're saying without saying anything. What are your body, posture, and gestures saying? We say a lot through our posture. There are nonverbal cues that tell people what we really think about them or about what they're saying. Some people will tell you that your body, your posture, and gestures, as well as your facial expressions, speak more about your true emotions and intentions than when you open your mouth and talk. When you think about it, doesn't it make sense? A person can say anything. What's spoken doesn't have to line up with a person's true feelings. A statement of any kind can be made. If what's said isn't relevant to a conversation or experience, look to the person's posture and physical gestures. In poker, these are called tells, and they tell us what's actually going on in someone's mind. They are often honest communicators because most people don't even realize they're happening. They occur unconsciously. For instance, if your hands and arms are open by your sides, you sit up straight and face someone, you're very open to that person. Leaning back and crossing your arms over your chest subconsciously tells that person you're shutting down. You don't trust them and want no part of an interaction. Pay attention to your nonverbal voice. Forming deeper connections means opening up emotionally and physically. It can be scary to get to know someone better. You might naturally have some trepidation or concerns. Benefiting from healthier, fuller relationships isn't going to happen if you allow your body posture and your gestures to broadcast the message that you're not receptive. When you mimic a person's physical gestures and posture, that's unconsciously received as something positive. Smile when they do. Really listen while they're talking. Express an interest in what they're saying. Do more listening than talking and be aware of your nonverbal communication. Display comfort, openness, and receptivity with your facial expressions and gestures. You'll have a better chance at connecting with that person on a deep and meaningful level.